All right, I am seeing green, so I think we are live. Welcome everyone. Really excited to be here today, spending some time with you guys. I know that everyone is busy at this time of year, so really appreciate everyone setting aside some time. I want to just say, I was really bummed when I realised that due to all of the travel restrictions, size of venues and so forth, that we weren't going to be able to have a live or an actual one where we could meet with all of you face to face. I was really bummed about it, but you know what? This is pretty good. It's something new. We've had plenty of technical difficulties here. Just outside of the screen to my left, I've got Tracy who's helping me here with the tech, and she looks very stressed. So if it glitches a little bit, bear with us. You should be able to see as well. I've got plenty of guys from the team all surrounded on your Palladium building. So we'll be going across to them throughout the next 40 minutes or so. As I said, if things do get a bit glitchy, we'll do our best to bring it back in, and I apologise in advance. Now, depending on what device you guys are on, if you're on a phone, I believe that it defaults to just showing the current speaker. The best outcome you guys can probably get is if you are on a computer and you can see gallery view. When I jump into talking to the guys going around the building, just be wary of that if you're on a device that you may just see me and not what I'm talking about, and you may need to flick through. If you want help as to how to fix it, don't ask me. I've got no idea. And I just hope that it'll work. So that's it. I'm really just filling time here, letting people drop in. We've got plenty of faces. I'm just looking to the left. Greg, welcome. Becky, welcome. Jonathan, welcome. Too many names to do. Derek, welcome. Look, ton of people on here. I'm very concerned we're going to max out the numbers if we haven't already done it. So those of you that have managed to grab a seat, congratulations for getting on in time. If you do have any friends and family that are not with you and are struggling, I believe we are live on Facebook now. Is that right? We are? Okay. I don't know how it all works. So go to, I guess, facebook.com, Salvo Property Group. Does that sound about right? Yep. So do that. You can also watch there. Obviously, the beauty of you guys having secured your seat here now on Zoom is that we do have the Q&A live. Tracy, who's just here as well, once she calms down and gets over the stress of all this happening here, we'll jump on the Q&A. I'm sure most of you have probably met her through some of the emails, and she's probably helped you out with some questions before. She will be doing that and answering it best she can. Please answer as many questions as you like. Given the amount of time that we've got, I'm obviously going to try to keep it as tight as we can. However, I'll answer the questions as we're going through each section. If you've got questions about a particular area, jump on when we're there and ask them. As I said, if they are a general question and I think relevant to everyone and time permitting, I will try to answer those questions for you live here. If not, Tracy will try to get back to you during this session. Rest assured, if we don't get a chance to get back to you, we haven't forgotten about you. At the end of this session, we'll collate all the questions and make sure if we haven't answered them for you, we get back to you. I think that is pretty much it. What have I said? Q&A is open, as I said. I have a tendency to talk too much, so I'm going to try and keep this tight. If I go off the rails, someone will wave at me, or probably not, because I've told them all to probably mute themselves. So someone wave wildly, madly at me if I'm going off the rails, and I'll try to get back into it. So let's have a bit of fun. This should be good, and let's get into it. Can we share my screen, please? So just while that's happening, I will introduce everyone else as we get to the particular areas. Lucas, can you just give us a wave? You can see that screen okay? Fantastic. All right, drop it in the Q&A if you're having trouble or anything's not working. I'm not really sure how much technical assistance we can give you, but Tracy's looking a little too calm for me at the moment, so get her under some pressure and ask away those questions. So in case you're unsure, we're here, Palladium Tower. I am here in level 9. I will be taking you around for a look in this area later in this session. This is your, and I'm very excited to show you. So before I get into ask a question to all of you on the screen there now, I want to know, what do you believe is going to win the day? Is it timing the market or time in the market? So, is it picking the right time in the market, or do you think actually being fully invested in the market over the long term is going to be more important to you? I know Colin, who you guys will meet later, is the smartest man, self-professed by himself. Will probably know the answer. Those of you that don't like getting it wrong, just put a finger on both answers, and when I tell you the correct answer, take one off. We did want to do a poll, but as I said, tech got away from us. All right, so the answer is time in the market. Now, the reason why I wanted to start with this is that I think it's a really, really important thing to understand that real estate typically is a long-term asset. So what I mean by that is that there will always be market cycles. There'll be world events, there'll be local events, there'll be things that will change, and there'll be ups and downs in the market. However, if you look back over the last 4 to 5 decades, typically house prices have always doubled every 10 years. So I think it's really important that you get involved, buy something, and stay in there. Sure, if you can pick the perfect time so that you can meet that great mantra of buy low, sell high, but that becomes much, much less of an important thing than being invested, and invested importantly in the right assets. So, I think I can sum that up in another way to say that it's not so much about the price you pay, but the value that you get. So, our goal, and everyone out there, I've brought apartments in here, you guys are in here, is really to identify that value and then buy that value. Because it's not price in itself that is going to create and turn into value. It's getting the right price and having a valuable asset, something that's got hidden qualities to it. A lot of what we're going to go through today is really about creating that value in your new home. So, good news is you guys already have value because you've purchased a new home. So let's see what else comes through. Salvo Property Group, that is who we are. My name is James Maitland, for those of you who've just dropped in. I'm the general manager here. For a lot of guys on the call today, you may have brought directly from us, or you may have brought through one of our selling partners. If you don't know much about Salvo Property Group, we do a ton of things. We're a really, really large organisation, but I think ultimately I can sum it up and say what we do is we help create homes for people. So whether that be buying your first home, building a new home, you might be moving out of your parents' house for the first time and looking to rent a home, or of course, some of our favourite customer groups are investors. We're all about helping create homes for you, our customers, and helping deliver value. So with that in mind, I can sum it up in 5 things that wraps up everything that we do and your new home in Palladium. Number 1, location. Always important that you meet that golden rule of real estate: location, location, location. And South Bank has it all. We're going to talk more about that as we get into it. Value. I've mentioned that right up the front. It's all about buying value. And some of the things you're going to see today is really a great behind the scenes look that typically you may not get to see. So whilst I'm disappointed not being able to meet and greet, and particularly I know everyone loves having a drink and an eat on our dime, I think what's going to be interesting here is we're going to be able to show you things that particularly in the past we haven't been able to do. The right type of property. We talk about this all the time. Those of you that are investors will know that it's really, really important when you're looking to buy an investment property. It's a very different proposition to what you might be looking for your own personal home. And so that's something that we very much do, is get the right type of property for the right customer base in the right location. Finance. One of perhaps the most forgotten things when it comes to buying real estate. And the great thing about Salvo Property Group is that we are part of the largest broker network in the country, Australian Financial Group. And later in this session, we'll be chatting with the guys about what that means and how they can help you out. But rest assured, we understand what it takes and we're here to help you through with everything. Management. Does not matter whether you're an investor, an owner-occupier, or you're not even too sure. One thing that is a big, big difference between us and many of the other developers out there is that we are with you from start to finish through your entire journey. So we don't just build you a building and then move on. We're here to make sure that we manage the whole process through. So we'll be doing the building management, the facilities management. If you're an investor and you're looking for a property manager, that is what we do. That's what we love doing. It's a long-term relationship. Just like I said, buying real estate is a long-term relationship. You are a customer of Salvo Property Group for life, and we will be looking after you every which way we can. All right. Look, I think that is pretty much it on the intro. A lot of you might be saying, yeah, you're in a slick suit. What do you know? Well, I'll tell you what, check out our track record. This particular patch of Melbourne is our home. Our office is based here. You can have a look now, and I think you should be able to see that video on screen. No, you can't. It was playing before. I can't see that. It was a video showing our patch. Perhaps if we click on it. No, look, this is one of the technical difficulties. Those of you that saw it first up would have seen it highlighted. This is our sixth building within this little zone here. Greg calls this the Golden Triangle, and it is a great patch of real estate, and really, really excited to be delivering this building for you. So I've been chastising you guys for now, I think the counter says there, just over 10 minutes. Let's get stuck into what we're going to go through. First up, I'm going to run through the settlement process with you. So what are the key dates and what you should be doing at each step? We're very, very lucky today to be joined by your builder, Maxcon. The guys are here. They're very, very upset that we've got them here late. The rest of the boys on site are having a knock-off beer. So we'll get to them as quick as we can and give them a chance to get home to their families. What you've all been waiting for, we're going to take you around the communal areas. You're going to meet the rest of the guys in the team. Are going to run you through that. And importantly, as I said, I'm going to close out the session with a quick chat with our home loan staff to run through what's involved and to make sure that there's still time for you to get into it. What I will say, unfortunately, given time, I'm not going to be able to run through how the current market conditions are and answer those questions for you. What I will say is that the best opportunity, if you do want to find out more, I host it, a regular weekly session called Question Time. It's 2:30 every Wednesday. That's 2:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. So for those of you that are based overseas, just do a quick calculation on that difference in time zone. It's a great session. It's short, it's sharp, and it is open to live questions throughout the whole 30 to 40 minutes. I will just say that 2020 was a tough year for Australia, in particular Victoria here in Melbourne. We were hit with, I think, the well-publicised second wave. We were locked down, shut down for 111 days straight. That was about 110 days too long for me to be spending at home with my kids watching their school Zoom. So I think for most people, maybe it was 100 days too short. Me, I lasted one day and I had enough. What I will say, though, is that things are looking pretty good right now. It's a very consistent consensus across all of the major economists and banks that they're expecting the next 3 years to be very, very strong for house prices across the country, and particularly here in Melbourne. So I think it couldn't be a better time for everyone on the call to be taking possession of a new home and hopefully seeing some great growth over the next few years. So I think that's it. If you want to register, how do you find out more about that? Is there something there? No, we're going to put that in the chat or email something. She's looking at me upset. I think we will try to, somewhere along this session, drop the link to register in the chat. If not, it's on our website. We'll send them an email after this, will we? Yeah. So we'll do that. All right, everyone ready? Let's get started. So hopefully I can stop talking.